Hey everybody, I have decided to go through and show my entire Blu-ray collection and go through it all. Yeah, I missed Blu-ray haul for the month of August, and I have a lot now, so I figured I might as well do this. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to go through them all. Have them organized alphabetically. We'll do that first, and then we got numbers at the front, so we'll go numbers alphabetically. I'll do TV shows after that, some select DVDs that I have in my collection. Then we'll go through all my signed stuff. And I believe, if my count is correct to today's date, I'm up to 648 Blu-rays. Feel free to check my math on that, but we'll get right started with the numbers. Only got 2 movies in my collection for numbers. 300 by Zack Snyder. Pretty good. I've never been as hot on it as other people, but enjoy it. And then the other one, 1917, normal Blu-ray, 1917 4K Steelbook. Have this copy twice because this movie's amazing. One of my favorites of all time. Don't really like war films. This movie's phenomenal, and I'm still mad it didn't win the Oscar. And yes, I count this as 2 separate in my collection. So, like one for that total number, 648. This is 3 of that 648. I do count repeats, because that's my collection. I do what I want, right? So there we go. There's the numbers. Now we are on to the A's. Starting off, Air Force One, Harrison Ford. I've always really enjoyed this movie. It's like one of those die-hard rip-off sort of things where it's like someone takes out a bunch of terrorists in a different location or whatever. For me, I would rather watch Air Force One than Die Hard, so I thoroughly enjoyed this. And then we got the Alien 6-film collection. This has Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. It's been a long time since I've watched any of these movies, probably like 2 or 3 years, if I'm being honest. The first Alien movie I ever saw was Prometheus, and then I saw Alien Covenant, and then I watched the original 4. I know Prometheus and Alien Covenant certainly have like their haters for them, but I guess I have a certain level of nostalgia for them because they're the 2 Alien movies I kind of grew up on, I guess. So yeah, really cool collection too. I like the like xenomorph face hugger sort of thing here on the front cover, and yeah, that's that. We have Alien vs. Predator double feature. It's been a long time since I've seen the first Alien vs. Predator. Don't remember it. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was trash. And then we got American Pie 4 movie collection. Been a long time since I've seen these 2, but I remember thinking they were all pretty good. So yeah. Got Anchorman double feature. Good enough. Comedies, not really my favorites. Have a lot of good cameos though, have a lot of good actors in them, so as far as comedies go, they're pretty good. Annabelle 3-film collection. I've seen none of the Annabelle movies. It is something I'm going to do within the next month, is watch all the Annabelle movies, but I've liked the Conjuring movies I've seen so far, so got Annabelle. Alright, then we have Antebellum, a movie I heard was trash, so I picked it up because I wanted to see it. Lived up to its reputation. Then we got both Ant-Man films right here. Not the best of the MCU, but certainly not the worst. Just like nice middle-of-the-road MCU movies. Love Paul Rudd, so I love both of these. And I just love the MCU, so like Come on. We got Aquaman. This is actually one of the better DC movies, like DCEU movies. I really enjoy Aquaman, and just the other day they released some set images or something from Aquaman 2, so I'm actually pretty excited for that one. They took a character that's pretty goofy, made a movie that's goofy. It's dumb fun. I like Aquaman. Then we got Austin Powers triple feature. Really like the first one, love the second one, don't care for the third one. Yeah, the second one's probably one of my favorite comedies. You mean you have the introduction of Mini-Me and Fat Bastard, who are probably my two favorite characters of this trilogy, so yeah. First two, pretty good comedies, last one, forgettable, I could live without. Then we have the most frustrating movie in existence to me, Avatar. Now, I know I've seen Avatar. It's been years since I've seen it. Why this movie frustrates the hell out of me is because it's #1 at the box office for worldwide gross or whatever, and I firmly believe that title belongs to a movie called Avengers Endgame. I feel like, I don't know, that is why this movie frustrates the hell out of me. All that being said, what I remember is that this movie was pretty good. I need to rewatch it though, because it's been years, like I said. But yeah, it's really frustrating for me for that reason that's totally unrelated to the movie. Then we got a collection of Avengers movies here. Got this neat little 2-pack for Avengers and Age of Ultron. My copy of Infinity War, which has been watched roughly about 120 something times. Favorite movie of all time, Avengers Infinity War. Second favorite movie of all time, Avengers Endgame. God, I love the MCU. I can't express how much I love Infinity War and Endgame. I love those movies so much. Speaking of how much I love those movies, if I go over here, we have this beautiful thing. All 4 Avengers movies on 4K Steelbook. This is like this is literally the centerpiece of my collection. It goes right under the TV with 2 Funko Pop scenes, one of Cap holding back Thanos from Infinity War, and one of Thor with Stormbreaker and Thanos' chest from Infinity War. This is the centerpiece of my whole collection. It has its own shelf for 4 movies. That's how important the Avengers movies are to me, just the MCU as a whole. My computer's being weird and casting blue light on me now. And now we just shut off. So that's cool. But those are the A's. Start off with the B's. The Babadook. Haven't seen it. One of the YouTubers I watch says it's really good. So I found it. It's a Scream Factory, dude. Scream Factory's OP anyways. So I'm gonna check this out. He says it's good, and I trust them. Next up, Baby Driver. Dang, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, you got a stacked cast anyways with John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey. Like, it's a pretty stacked cast, and I mean, the movie just has a really nice style to it with, like, the way it incorporates music into it, so it's a pretty good movie. What is this? Oh, yes. Back to the Future trilogy. These are all classics. All 3 of them are good. There's not really a weak link in this trilogy. It's one of those trilogies that's pretty damn near perfect. Like, these movies are good. And what, they came out in the 80s, right? Yeah, I want to say 80s. Yeah, we'll say they came out in the 80s. I think. Considering these came out in the 80s and they're still this dang good, that's a pretty good accomplishment, if I do say so myself. Next up, we got the Bad Boys trilogy, all 3 movies in one. I really enjoy all 3 of them. Close it, yeah. I really enjoy all 3 of these movies. They're not some of my favorites, but I don't think none of them are, like, I don't think any of them are bad, you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So, enjoy all 3 of these. Next, we got Bad Grandpa and Bad Grandpa Point 5. Piece of plastic. I've seen Bad Grandpa once. I've seen Bad Grandpa Point 5 many times. This is all like the behind the scenes stuff of making Bad Grandpa, and I think this is hilarious. Johnny Knoxville is honestly so hilarious as, what's his character's name? Like Irving Zisman? Yeah, Irving Zisman. So yeah, if you liked Bad Grandpa, check out Bad Grandpa Point 5. It's very funny, and in my opinion, more entertaining than just the normal movie. You got Bad Moms. Watched this a long time ago. Remember absolutely nothing about it. Yes. Bad Times at the El Royale. I really enjoy this movie. A lot of people didn't. Thought it was like a Tarantino ripoff, which I can see. But it's obviously not as good as Tarantino's stuff. It's still very enjoyable, though. Has a really good cast. Only criticism of this movie, for me personally, I guess, is I don't really think Chris Hemsworth's character or his performance really works in this. Next up, we got the Banana Splits movie. I am beyond surprised that I even own this on Blu-ray. This movie is so obscure, but I enjoy it. It's not great. It's pretty much just, hey, do you want to see a movie with a ton of gore? Go ahead and watch this movie. That's literally, it's so weird and wacky, but I love weird and wacky, so this movie's kind of right up my alley, right? Anyways, up next we got Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. I believe, is this 3D? No. There's a movie. No, it had 3D in somewhere. Anyways, yeah, been a long time since I've watched this, honestly, been a few years. I want to rewatch it now that the Snyder Cut's out and see if that improves this movie at all, but I've never hated this movie, but I've never loved it either. Here's a movie I absolutely love, The Belko Experiment. Damn, this movie's awesome. It is such an awesome concept, and I think they executed it pretty close to as good as they could have. Love this movie. Haven't seen it. I recommend The Belko Experiment. And then we got another MCU movie, Black Panther. I certainly enjoy Black Panther, one of the better Marvel, like, solo movies, like MCU solo movies, but I've never been as high on it as a lot of other people, where people saying best comic book movie of all time, best of the MCU. I've never thought about it that way. I enjoy it. I mean, I don't think there's any bad movies in the MCU, but like I said, it's just, I've never been as high on it as a lot of other people have. Then we got the newest MCU movie on Blu-ray, Black Widow. Dang. This was a lot better than everyone, including myself, was expecting. My only main criticism of this is that it came out 4 or 5 years too late, right? Should have come out right after Civil War, not after Endgame, and where Natasha's character ends, but hey, still pretty good. What the heck? Why is it? Whatever. got Blair Witch Project, and then Blair Witch, which I believe is a remake? Question mark. Don't know. Seen neither of these. The Blair Witch Project is, I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's a pretty famous horror movie amongst the horror community, I would say. Being like a pretty big name horror movie is what I mean, right? And I've never seen it, so I'm gonna check it out soon, and then I'll go ahead and check out this remake. And then we got Blazing Saddles, a movie I've never seen, but one of my friends says it's pretty good, so I'll take his word for it. I'll check it out. The Blind Side. I've seen this once. I was in middle school, years ago, so I remember liking it. Can't really tell you much about it, though. So we got Blockers. This movie's freaking hilarious. John Cena, love that guy. Whatever his name is, Ike Barinholtz, I believe. He's hilarious in everything he is in. So when I saw the cast for this movie, I was like, this movie's gonna be hilarious. Went and saw it, and I love this movie. I think it's great. Then we got all 3 Bill and Ted movies. Yeah, I like the first one quite a bit. The other 2, kind of just okay. Not really my favorites. I can certainly appreciate them and appreciate why people love them. I don't love them, but I think they're pretty good. Next up, we got 4K with Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Yeah, I think this is kind of dated. I watched it, and I was like, that's kind of dated. So yeah, very creepy, has a very ambiguous, like not really definitive ending, I guess. Kind of leaves it up to your imagination. No real explanation, I guess, for why the birds are attacking people, I guess. But, so yeah, it's okay, I just think it's dated. Sliding. Then we got Bohemian Rhapsody. Damn, this movie was good. And is good. Out of like the few biopic movies we've gotten over the past few years, this is definitely the best. Rami Malek definitely deserved that Oscar he got for being Freddie Mercury. This movie's phenomenal. It has a great soundtrack. I mean, come on, it's Queen music, right? So, Bohemian Rhapsody's amazing. Then we got the James Bond collection. It's all 24 James Bond movies in one, all the way from Dr. No up to Skyfall, I believe, is the latest one. I have about 6 more of these to watch currently, at the time of recording this, in preparation for No Time to Die. I had seen none of these until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would say. Haven't really been enjoying them, unfortunately. I just don't think the spy genre is a genre that resonates with me very much, so I can certainly appreciate them, though. And then we got all 5 Bourne movies. I love Matt Damon, so this franchise is pretty good. It's been a long time since I've seen them all, honestly. Been a few years. I remember this came out 2016, the new Jason Bourne, I believe. I remember seeing this one in theaters. The first one is my favorite, I would say. And the rest of them, pretty solid entries. Not as good as that first one, though. But yeah, pretty good franchise starring Matt Damon. Then we got Brawl in Cell Block 99. Have not seen this movie. two of the movie reviewers I watch said they love this movie or that it's really good. So found it on Blu-ray, picked it up, and I'm gonna check it out. I'm pretty eager to check this one out, actually. And we got The Breakfast Club on Steelbook. Is it 4K? No, just normal Steelbook. Never seen The Breakfast Club. Should probably fix that at some point. Considering I have it on Steelbook. Bridesmaids. Been a long time since I've seen this. Didn't really enjoy it when I did see it. Bulletproof. Never seen this movie. And then finally, last movie in the B's, Bumblebee, Steelbook. This one's 4K, yeah. This is my favorite of all the Transformers movies, hence why I have it on Steelbook now. Yeah, really good movie. Has a great soundtrack too. And that concludes the B's. Now we're moving on to the C's. Starting off with Cabin in the Woods. Been a long time since I've seen this movie. And I remember, to the best of my knowledge, that it was just okay. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember thinking it was okay. So, I should probably rewatch that one. Then we got the original Candyman. Candyman 2. Don't own Candyman 3, because Candyman 3 is trash, and you can't find it on Blu-ray. To be fair, the second one's kind of garbage too, but original Candyman, one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah, and that remake is definitely the best Candyman movie we've gotten since the original. Then we got Central Intelligence. Pretty good comedy between The Rock and Kevin Hart. Those two are a pretty good pair. Then we got Captain America trilogy. Outside of the Avengers movies, this is my favorite franchise in the MCU. All three of them, excellent. Civil War, well, all three of them are excellent. I think they get better as they go along, and Civil War is one of the best of the entire MCU. It's up there with the Avengers movies. Then we got Captain Marvel, another MCU movie. This is probably my least favorite MCU movie. I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me. Like, I think it's good. It's good. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's just my least favorite of the MCU, right? I just don't really like the character of Captain Marvel, I guess. But, yeah. It's also Blu-ray 3D. This is what I was thinking of. This is the Blu-ray 3D I was thinking of. I was going through the B's. Next up, we got Chucky 7-movie collection. Then we have the Child's Play remake. Not my favorite franchise. Really enjoy this remake, and I love Child's Play 2. That's about the extent of this franchise that I thoroughly enjoy. We got Con Air. Damn, do I love Con Air. This movie is so good. Has so many recognizable actors in it, recognizable faces. This movie is a thrill ride. I love it. Next up, we have The Conjuring on Steelbook. Conjuring 1 and 2. Conjuring 3. I love all three of these movies. The second one is my favorite. First one, right up there with the second one. The third one, I think, is a step down from it. Not quite as good as the first two, but all in all, 3 very good films. 3 very good modern horror films, I'll add. And then we got Cosmic Sin. One of the worst movies to come out this year. Never watch it. The Courier. It's an okay movie. Came out earlier this year. It's okay. Didn't enjoy it quite as much as everyone else did. Cowboys vs. Aliens. This movie is dumb, but this movie is fun. I enjoy this movie quite a bit. Don't think it's great, but I still enjoy it. We got Crawl. Dang, this movie was better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it just seems like, oh, it's going to be Jaws, but with an alligator, but no. This movie has a lot of twists and turns that I didn't see coming when I watched it, so I really enjoyed Crawl. Then, we got a collection of Critters movies. We got this 4-movie collection, the original Critters movies. Then we got Critters Attack. Damn, this is a rough franchise to watch. The first 2 are good. 3, 4, and Attack are trash. Damn. It's a torture to watch those. Then we got surprisingly, one of my favorite movies this year, Cruella. This movie was so good. I didn't see this until like 2 months after it came out in theaters, and I instantaneously regretted that because this movie is pretty good. Like, top 15 movies that came out this year, and I've seen almost 50, so it's pretty good. Then, finally, we got The Curse of La Llorona. Another movie in the Conjuring series. Have not seen this. Going to check it out very soon. And that's the C's. Now we're on to the D's. Starting off, the Dark Knight trilogy. Excellent trilogy. My personal favorite is The Dark Knight, one of my favorite comic book movies, one of my favorite movies of all time. That is the best Batman movie of all time. I have a ton of nostalgia for The Dark Knight. I literally grew up on that movie. Then we got both Deadpool movies. Love the first one. Really enjoy the second one. Both pretty good. Not pretty good, both really good, right? I've never been as high on them as a lot of other people have, but still pretty good. Then we got The Departed. This is also one of my absolute favorite movies. It's such an interesting concept, and I think it's executed perfectly in this movie. This is definitely top 15 movies for me. Then we got Despicable Me, one of the few animated movies I have. Been a long time since I watched this. Remember liking it as a kid, don't know if I would like it now. Then we got the Die Hard 5 movie collection. I've seen 1, 2, and 3, haven't seen 4 or 5. Obviously the first one's the best of them. Third one, really good as well. Don't really remember 2 very often, and then, like I said, haven't seen 4 and 5. I don't know, I've never been as high on Die Hard as a lot of other people have. It's known as like one of the greatest action movies of all time. I just don't really get it from that, but heck, that's what's beautiful about loving movies. We all have different opinions. Then we got Steelbook of Django Unchained. Want to talk about unpopular opinions? This is one of my least favorite Tarantino movies. I love all of Tarantino's movies. This one just doesn't do it for me as much as it does for other people. Don't know why. But I do have it on Steelbook. Then we got Dr. Sleep Blu-ray. Dr. Sleep 4K question mark Steelbook. Oh great. Yeah. I have fond memories seeing this movie in theaters with some friends opening night. That was a pretty fun night. Yeah. I like Stephen King stuff, so Dr. Sleep's pretty good. It's one of the better modern horror movies. Then we got Doctor Strange. This is one of my favorites of the MCU. I just love the character of Doctor Strange. I love all of his appearances. And I think this movie's visuals are stunning, and I just love this movie. Then we got Dodgeball. This movie's hilarious. Ben Stiller is probably the best part of this whole movie. I absolutely love this one. Then we got Don't Breathe. This is also one of those really good modern horror movies. I mean, it seems pretty typical home invasion for the first, I want to say 30 minutes or so, and then it just switches and the whole movie gets flipped on its head, and damn, this movie's pretty good. I enjoyed the sequel, didn't think it was quite as good though. You got Downsizing. Yeah, I remember seeing this movie, I want to say 2018 it came out, question mark? Nah, probably 2017, 2016. Regardless, doesn't matter. I have fond memories of seeing this movie in theaters. That's the only time I've seen this movie, though. Thought it was okay. Dragged Across Concrete. Dang, this movie is good, but damn is it slow. This movie is definitely a slow burn movie. Like, it moves so slowly. But I've been getting into slower movies over the past few months, so this was right up my alley. A few movie reviewers I watched said it was good, picked it up, checked it out, and loved it. Due Date. This movie's okay. Never loved it, don't hate it. It's middle of the road for me. And then finally we got Dunkirk Steelbook 4K. No, not 4K. Never seen Dunkirk. I'm going to check it out though. All the movies I haven't seen in my shelves I'm going to check out eventually. I mean, I got a whiteboard right over there with every single movie that I haven't seen on here, so I'm going to cross them off. I really like Christopher Nolan. It's just I don't really gravitate towards war films. And there's the D's. Alright, now we're on to the E's. Starting with Elysium. Matt Damon action movie that for some reason still has a little bit of tape on it. Anyways, it's been a long time since I watched this. Rumored enjoying it, didn't think it was great, but didn't think it was awful. Then Equalizer 1, Equalizer 2. I like the first one better. Both very good Denzel Washington little action movies. I think they're good, don't think they're like super bad or anything. I just don't think they're great. I said great really weirdly. Just forget I ever spoke. Just stop. We got Escape Plan. This movie was pretty good. I'm a huge Schwarzenegger fan, so wanted to check this out because I'd heard good things about it. This movie definitely is pretty good. Definitely lives up to its hype, expectations, reputation, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Got Escape Room. This movie's great. I prefer the second one, if I'm being 100% honest. Second one's twist blew my mind, honestly. I was in a theater all by myself when I saw that second one, and I literally screamed when that twist occurred. I have really fond memories of seeing this with some friends, though, in theaters. And there's always, like, that movie in January that's a horror release or a horror-adjacent release. This is probably the best one that we've gotten. Next up, E.T. Been a long time since I've seen this. But, oh dang, she's not there. Oh, Drew Barrymore. That's cool. Anyways, yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I didn't say this when I saw the Critters franchise, but I actually met Dee Wallace, the mom in this movie, and I believe the mom in the first Critters movie, at a convention I went to just a few weeks ago. That was pretty cool. She was actually pretty nice. I liked talking to her for a little bit. Then we got Evil Dead 1 and 2, Evil Dead 2 Steelbook, Evil Dead Remake. Fortunately, don't have Army of Darkness, but that is something I'm gonna get so I can round out this round out the original trilogy. First one, Evil Dead, first favorite of the original franchise. Evil Dead 2's okay. Army of Darkness don't care about. But Evil Dead, a remake, one of my absolute favorite horror movies of all time. I was blown away at how much I love that movie. It's in my top 10 favorite horror movies. And especially as far as horror remakes go, that's probably one of the best ones. Oh god dang. Then we got the Exorcist movies. All 4 of them? Yeah. Never seen them. This is known as one of the scariest movies of all time. This is known as one of the worst horror movie sequels of all time. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to check this out. Because I feel like The Exorcist is a classic I just haven't seen. There's a lot of classics I haven't seen. So yeah, this is a franchise I'm very, very excited to start checking out very soon. Then finally, got our trilogy of Expendables movies. Expendables 2 is my favorite of the bunch. Really dig number 1, don't really care for Expendables 3. So that's that. But yeah, solid franchise. And I hear they're supposed to be making a 4th one at some point. Don't know though. And that's the E's. Alrighty, now on to the F's. Family Guy something Dark Side. It's one of those Family Guy Star Wars episodes, like features, you know what I mean? Yeah. Family Guy's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And so I have this on Blu-Ray. When we get down to the TV shows, I have the other ones. Then we got Fast and the Furious 8 movie collection. And then this year's F9 to go ahead and round out my Fast and Furious collection. I don't know. It's an okay franchise. I really enjoyed Fast 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Dumb fun. The ones before Fast 5, didn't really enjoy it. Cars just aren't my thing, right? But otherwise, solid franchise. Then we have Fan 4 Stick, known as one of the worst comic book movies of all time. Don't even know why I own it. Then we got both Fantastic Beasts movies. This one was actually a huge surprise how much I liked this one. This is pretty good Harry Potter world movie. Then we got Crimes of Grindelwald. Not so good. And they just announced the 3rd one's coming April 2022. So I'll be there to see that. Got Fargo. This movie's okay. Only reason I watched it is because I went and saw the wood chipper they used in this movie. Got Fat Man. Didn't really enjoy this. I don't know why I couldn't get into this. I mean, it's like Hitman Santa Claus sort of thing. Hitman goes after Santa Claus, right? I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched it in the middle of summer. Who knows? This really wasn't my type of thing. Got Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Steelbook. Pretty sure this one ain't 4K. Yeah, it's not. This is known as just one of those classics. I certainly enjoy it a whole lot. Got Fight Club. Damn, this movie is good. It's even got this little cool fold out where you see Tyler Durden. I don't remember her name. Helena Bonham Carter's character though. And you got Edward Norton on the cover. This is one of David Fincher's best films. This movie's awesome. My only criticism of that movie is that I could figure out the twist beforehand, before it was, revealed. Ford vs. Ferrari. This movie's really good. I mean, it's based off the true story of when Ford, what's it called? The Le Mans. Yeah, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Yeah, that's the race. This is really good. This is a really good movie. Then we got Freaky. This is one of my favorite movies that came out in the year 2020. Isn't saying much, but this movie's great. One of my favorite horror movies, recent horror movies, I'll say that. One of my favorite recent horror movies. Vince Vaughn, perfect in this movie. I love that guy. And then we got Friday the 13th 8-movie collection. Friday the 13th Part 2 on Steelbook. Friday the 13th Part 3, actual 3D version. And Friday the 13th Remake. Jason Voorhees is amazing. I got a poster of him right over there. You can't see that. This is my favorite horror franchise. Love Part 3, favorite of the original franchise. I know it's unpopular. But then my favorite is this remake. I just love the Friday the 13th movies. I love Jason. Like, I don't know. What more can I say, right? Then we got Fury. Never seen this movie. One of my good friends said that this movie is really good and it's awesome because it's about tanks. That's what he said. So I'm eager to check this one out. And that's the F's. Alrighty. We're moving on to the G's. Starting off with Gladiator. And in 4K. Only watched this once. Took me like two or three scenes to get through this. I just could not get into this movie for the life of me. Don't know why. Then we got Glass on 4K. Favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. This movie is amazing. Next up, we got Gemini Man. Pretty good Will Smith action movie. It's one of those throwaway movies that's not awful, but it's not great either. We got The Gentleman. Dang, I love this movie. I described it before as like the British Pulp Fiction, and I think that perfectly encapsulates this movie. Then you got the original Ghostbusters on 4K. Then you have The Trash on normal Blu-ray. Let's get rid of that right now. Yeah, this is a classic. What's it called? Ghostbusters Afterlife comes out in a few months. That's in my top 5 for most anticipated movies of this year, so I'm very excited to see that new one, and I'll be watching this before then. And now we got the Godfather trilogy, which I have seen none of them. Dang, these are classics, man. I know I'm a movie guy. I just haven't seen The Godfather. Any of them. I'm gonna watch them at some point. Just haven't done it yet. Then we got Godzilla. Oh, cool, Blu-ray 3D. Those are rare, by the way. That's why I'm geeking out about them. So you got Godzilla 2014. Then you got Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. I love Godzilla 2014. I mean, this is kind of like the monster flick, I guess I grew up on. Watched this movie a ton. And I just love this movie so much. And then Godzilla vs. Kong is probably one of my favorite movies to come out this year. And then the other two are good movies. But yeah, it's a nice little universe there, a little monsterverse. Pretty good. Okay. Then we got Goonies on Steelbook. Not 4K. This is a classic. Love Goonies. Gran Torino. This is probably my favorite Clint Eastwood movie that I've seen. It's a pretty slow movie, honestly. How long is it? It's like 2 hours, but this is a slow movie from what I remember, but very good and very emotional and impactful. Got Gravity. I've never seen this. I know my mom saw it when it first came out. Don't remember if she liked it or not, but whatever, doesn't really matter. You got Grease, Steelbook. This one's 4K. Yeah, I've seen Grease once. Pretty funny. Maybe not funny, but pretty entertaining, right? It's Grease. This is a classic. I thought it was pretty cool to see John Travolta do that after I've seen him do a ton of other stuff. Then we got The Great Wall and Great Wall on 4K. This isn't a good movie, but it is dumb fun. And I love Mandy. So, come on. Got Gremlins Steelbook. This one's also not 4K. Yeah. Normal Gremlins Steelbook. Gremlins 2. This one is great. This one is garbage. Rounding out the G's, we got Guardians Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is one of my favorites of the MCU. This is one of my least favorite of the MCU. Yeah, this is amazing. Like, this is probably one of the best comic book movies. It's just so weird. Like, how the heck did James Gunn make a freaking talking tree have the most emotional line by saying "We are Groot"? Like, that's a pretty good accomplishment. Anyways, that's the G's. Moving on to the H's, which is a big category. Biggest so far. Got Hacksaw Ridge. This movie is great. I'm not into war films, but this movie is fantastic. Excellent war movie. Got Happy Death Day. Directed by the same guy that directed Freaky. Loved Freaky. This one, not quite as good as Freaky, but good. Ooh, here we go. The original John Carpenter's Halloween on Steelbook. This really cool Steelbook. You just have it on normal Blu-ray as well. Horror classic. If you like horror movies, you have to watch Halloween. Got Halloween 2. Steelbook and original. Not original, but Blu-ray. You know what I mean? Halloween 2 is pretty good too. Not as good as the first one. Halloween 3, which I didn't enjoy, but I really want to give it a second shot. Halloween 4, do enjoy this one. Halloween 5, don't like this one. Really enjoy Halloween 6, don't like H2O, hate Resurrection. Really love Rob Zombie's Halloween. I'll say Halloween 2 is okay. That is very unpopular. A lot of people hate Rob Zombie's Halloween. I love it. And then, of course, my favorite Halloween movie, Halloween 2018. Got just the normal Blu-ray. Then you got this 4K Steelbook of Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills comes out in about 2 weeks from now. Yeah, that is my most anticipated movie of the year by far. I don't care if people say those trailers are spoilery. I eat them up. And I don't care. I want to see that movie so bad. I even took that day off of work, man. Anyways, what else can I say about the Halloween franchise? Not my favorite franchise. Michael Myers is pretty cool. It's very inconsistent, though. Very inconsistent franchise. So, yeah. Anyways, Hangover. Hangover Part 3. Don't know where Part 2 is. Don't have it. First one, pretty good. Never seen 2 or 3. Then we got Harry Potter. Whoa, my stomach growling. I should eat food. Pretty good franchise. This is a franchise I watched consistently as a child. Or while growing up, I won't say child. Whatever. Really good series though. For people who are into fantasy and stuff. Really good. Probably Prisoner of Azkaban's my favorite. One of them. For some reason, Chamber of Secrets always freaked me out as a kid because just like giant snake, kind of creepy, right? I don't get scared anymore, but like, you know what I mean? Yeah. The Hateful Eight. Literally watched this 2 days ago. Love this movie. This is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Favorite Tarantino movie. I need to get that steelbook for this movie. You have The Heat. One of my favorite comedies. This is one of the first like R-rated comedies I ever watched. Love this movie. And weird thing, I watched this with my grandparents for the first time. It's a really weird movie to watch with your grandparents, but you know, whatever. Love this movie. I love Melissa McCarthy, man. She's so funny. But love The Heat. You got Hercules on Steelbook. Just normal Blu-ray. Never seen this movie, but I had a dog named Hercules, and he passed away unfortunately earlier this year, and I went out movie shopping the day after he passed away, and I saw this, and so I bought it, because I just felt like I needed to. I haven't seen it, but I will. Got Hereditary. This is a pretty good modern horror movie. Very creepy. I just don't think it's as scary as everyone made it out to be. I was a little underwhelmed. Still very good. Hidden Figures is a pretty good movie. Nowhere near my favorite. I'm not really into true, whatever it's called, like based off true events movies, but this is a pretty good movie. Then we got The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey, in this really cool booklet where it like goes through all the dwarves, and, like has little biographies for them all. So this is a pretty cool casing for that. Got Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug 3D. Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug Steelbook Extended Edition. First Steelbook I ever got, by the way. And Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies. I love Middle Earth. Love all of those movies. I just love them all. It's one of my favorite franchises. Got Hobbs and Shaw. Outside of the original, like, besides Fast Five, this might be my favorite movie in that series. This movie is so much fun. It is dumb, it is stupid, I acknowledge that, but damn is this movie fun. There's not a dull moment in that movie. I have a grin every time I watch that. Then we got Horrible Bosses. Then we got Horrible Bosses 1, Horrible Bosses 2. Favorite comedy of all time. This movie is pretty close to being just as good. These movies are hilarious, and that is due to our three leads. Oh, and finally, got Howard the Duck on Steelbook. Don't ask me why this one's not 4K. One of the worst comic book movies ever made. Seen it once. Then we have The Hunt. Came out last year. Pretty good movie. I think it's horror adjacent, but this is a really good movie. Where some people try hunting down other people, and that's the H's. I actually missed two in the H's. We have The Hitman's Bodyguard and The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. These movies are dumb, but dang, are they entertaining. You got two leads, Samuel Jackson, Ryan Reynolds. They just play off great of each other. Sorry I didn't get to these over there. I had them in a different pile, but those are two H's in my collection. Moving on to The Eyes. I Am Legend. This movie is great. The ending is a very, very big downer, though. Just don't like the ending to it. Identity Thief. Pretty good Melissa McCarthy comedy with Jason Bateman. Don't think it's as good as some of her other comedies, though. The Imitation Game. I watched this in a high school history class. I remember it being very good. Haven't checked it out since then. Inception. known as one of Christopher Nolan's best movies. That's what it's regarded as. I don't think it is his best movie. I think his best movie is The Dark Knight. Anyways, very good movie. Definitely one you need to pay attention to. Very long. Kind of a slow movie in certain aspects. But you need to watch this a few times to understand it. Then we have The Incredible Hulk. Probably the MCU movie I have watched the least. It's good. By no means great. But I enjoy it. And we have Indiana Jones: The Complete Adventures. This is all four Indiana Jones movies. When I was very, very little, like, I want to say 8 or 9, I was huge on Indiana Jones. Still really enjoy these movies. I mean, 1 and 3, obviously the best. 2, very good. 4, okay. That's kind of the main consensus, right? Very good movies, though. Then you got Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. Dumb fun, but fun nonetheless. A little disappointed they never made a third one, but because the second one definitely set it up, but whatever. I don't work in Hollywood, I don't control that. Inglourious Basterds, one of my favorite Tarantino flicks. This is great. Damn. It's another one of those war movies that I love. Maybe I do love war movies. I just don't know it. Questions to ponder while you're in the shower. You just stand there staring blankly at the wall. Do I like war movies? Who knows? Definitely not me. I think, yeah, here we go. Here we go. All 4 Insidious movies. Seen none of these. I'm going to. Soon. I promise. Then we have Interstellar, 4K, very good Christopher Nolan movie. I wanted to see this for so long, and there was like 2 or 3 times I was gonna sit down and watch it, and then something happened and I just couldn't. So it was kind of just like, I like had to fight to watch this movie, right? At home. And then when I finally did it, was excellent. So has a great cameo in there too. We have The Interview. This movie is so dumb. It's so funny. And almost killed us all. That's great to think about. The Invisible Man. Another one of those great modern horror movies. Dang. This movie was good. Love The Invisible Man. You got our trilogy of Iron Man films. Are these backwards? You kidding me? How long has it been that way on my shelf? Oh. This is the stuff that keeps me up at night. Anyways. First one kicked off the MCU. One of the most important comic book movies. Because it made the MCU, and the MCU has been the dominant force at the box office for damn near 10 years now. No, over 10 years. Dang, it's like 13 years. Yeah, anyways. Iron Man 2, not very good. Iron Man 3, I like a lot more than a lot of people do. Then we got a big collection here. It 1990 miniseries on Blu-ray, It 1990 miniseries on Blu-ray Steelbook. It Chapter 1 Blu-ray, It Chapter 1 Steelbook. It Chapter 2 Blu-ray, It Chapter 2 Steelbook. I guess you can say I'm an It fan, right? Pennywise right up there with Jason Voorhees is my favorite. Those two guys are my favorite horror icons. I mean, there's posters of them right behind the camera you can't see. But I love those guys. It Chapter 1, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. 1990 miniseries, pretty good. It Chapter 2 has its flaws, but I can still enjoy it. But I'm a fanatic of it. I can't get enough of it. That's hilarious. Then you got I, Tonya. This movie's very good. Seen it once, a long time ago. I remember really enjoying this. That's the I's. Alrighty, now on to the J's, which is a shorter section. Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. I know I have seen both of these, don't remember anything about them. Then we got Jaws the original, Jaws 3 movie collection. This one is great. All of these are garbage. Should have never gotten sequels, should have just left it at that original one. Then we got John Wick 3 movie collection, John Wick 3 movie collection, Steelbook 4K. Damn, I love John Wick. First two, some of my favorite action movies, favorite movies of all time. Third one, amazing action, just didn't stick the landing and there's some story problems with it. This was almost a perfect trilogy where all three movies I would consider perfect. Almost. They just didn't land that third one quite as well. But yeah, these movies are great. Some of the best action movies to come out recently. Not some of the best, they are the best. So, love the John Wick series. Then we got Joker Blu-Ray, Joker Steelbook 4K. This was one of the best movies to come out that year. Joaquin Phoenix got, he swept at the Oscars. He deserved that Oscar, right? No one even comes close to what he did. It is a dark, bleak movie, but it has something to say. It is really good. I love Joker. Not a feel-good movie, not a watch-all-the-time movie. When I do watch it, you're invested in it, and you personally feel like the pain or whatever, because you want Arthur to succeed. Then we got Judas and the Black Messiah. This is one of my favorite movies to come out this year. Definitely not a feel-good movie either, but a very powerful and moving movie. It's very good. One of my favorites that came out this year. Got the original Jumanji Steelbook. Don't think it's 4K. Oh, it is 4K. Ooh, I'm pleasantly surprised today. And then the two sequels. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle is my favorite one. The Next Level and the original are both good. Watching the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was one of the biggest surprises I've ever seen. I thought it was going to be bad. Video game movies don't have a good reputation. That is a great movie. Then we got the Jurassic World 5 movie collection. Jurassic Park Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Love Jurassic Park, love Jurassic World. I actually dig Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom quite a bit. I really enjoy Lost World, don't really care for Jurassic Park 3. It's a very all over their franchise, but there's certainly some movies in there that are my favorites. Alrighty. It's a different day for me, wearing a different shirt, my hair's being stupid today and standing up and I hate it, so let's forget that I have hair. And let's move on to looking at the letter K. First off, Kick-Ass. This movie's okay. It's a pretty meta superhero movie. I think it's fine. Yeah. And we have Kick-Ass 2. Have not seen this one, but it is something I'm going to check out. Kill Bill Volume 1. Haven't seen this. Love Tarantino though, so I'm excited to check this one out. You got Killer Clowns from Outer Space on Steelbook. I love this movie. Yeah, it's dumb, it's stupid, I'll admit that, but it's fun. Next up we got Kingsman 2-movie collection, both on nice, pristine 4K. The first one's obviously the better of the two, but I enjoy both of them. These are, I know I said when we were talking about James Bond, didn't really like that sort of spy stuff. This is the sort of spy movies I enjoy. So we got Kong Skull Island. Huh. Just realized I had this. That means my Godzilla 3-pack's sort of obsolete. That's cool to know. Knives Out. Dang, yeah, this is a really good movie. I believe it came out 2019 at the very end of the year. Really good. Really nice ensemble cast. Got a really nice ensemble cast for the second one they're making. Only thing I didn't really like about this movie is that it's kind of obvious to me who the killer is. Then we got Krampus. This is one of the first horror movies I ever saw in theaters. It might be one of the first horror movies I ever saw. I can enjoy it good enough. It's not great, but I enjoy it. So, yeah. And that's the K's. To the L's. We have The Last Stand. Really good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Just nice little throwaway action movie. Really dig this. Got the Lego movie. I remember when this came out. I was huge into Legos when I was really little, so this movie was really fun for me to watch, and I honestly still think it holds up pretty well. Live, Die, Repeat. There was my monitors doing that weird blue thing again. Let's give them a sec. There we go. Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, or whatever you call this. I have it under L for Live, Die, Repeat. Really, really good movie. I remember seeing trailers for this, never saw it, then I watched it years later, but dang, this is a really good movie. Speaking of really good movies, Logan. Damn, this is an emotional comic book movie. This is not your average comic book movie. It is dark, it is bleak, it is amazing, and it is the perfect send-off for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. This is one of the best superhero movies to come out. The Lone Ranger. I absolutely love this movie. I don't understand the hate that this movie gets. This movie is a thrill ride. Yeah, it's dumb, I guess. I can see the argument. Still got some plastic too, whatever. It's just really entertaining, and I've always loved the third act on the train. This is one of the movies I really love. Then we got 3-film collection, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings on Steelbook. Like I said with the Hobbit movies, I love Middle-earth. These movies are great. I remember when I was introduced to them and I instantaneously fell in love with them. Great series. Yeah, this and The Hobbit to me are the basically best fantasy movies ever made. And then Love and Monsters. Haven't seen this one yet, but one of the movie reviewers I watch said it was really good. I believe it was his favorite movie of last year. So when it's someone's favorite movie of last year, I'm assuming it's going to be good. Michael Rooker. Oh my god, that is Michael Rooker. Anyways, so yeah, I'm very eager to check this one out. Haven't done it yet though. That's the L's. Moving on to the M's, which is surprisingly short for the letter M. I don't know why. I feel like there should be more in the M's. Starting off, Magnificent Seven, Magnificent Seven 4K. Love, love, love this movie so much. I remember seeing this movie in theaters and absolutely loving it. This is kind of the movie I think that got me into westerns and liking westerns. So yeah, this is one of my favorites of all time. Love this movie. So we got Man of Steel. Been an extremely long time since I've seen this. I do not remember this movie at all. I need to rewatch this soon. But I don't remember, but I know I've seen it. The Man with No Name trilogy. So those Clint Eastwood movies, A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I need to watch these. These are like known as the classic westerns. These are what made Clint Eastwood famous, from my understanding. I just need to watch these. I haven't seen them, but I do need to see them. So we got The Martian. Oh, extended edition too. This movie's phenomenal. Really showcases Matt Damon's acting ability, I believe. Great story. Feels very realistic, and I've seen this movie countless times. This is one of my favorites. Here's something I'll be checking out very soon. The Matrix trilogy. I've seen none of these movies. I know. I feel like I should have at least seen the first one, given how famous and like well known it is. I've heard bad things about the sequels. They're making that new one though, so I gotta check these out so I can go see that new one. And I like the actors in it, so how can I not enjoy it? So we got 4K of Mayhem. Sort of Belko experiment-esque. A bunch of people in an office building start killing each other, basically, but it's for different reasons. Pretty good. Next up we got our Maze Runner trilogy. I read all these books, and so seeing these movies was pretty cool, I thought, because it's like the one series where I've read all the books and seen the movies. Yeah, as far as like teen dystopias go, these might be my favorite. I haven't seen The Hunger Games in a while, but these are the ones that I watch the most. So I enjoy them. They're not the greatest, but I enjoy them. Next up, we got Men in Black trilogy, the original 3 movies. I don't have the last one, the newest one. Yeah. First one, definitely a classic. Men in Black 3, I also really enjoy. It's been a long time since I've seen Men in Black 2. But yeah, I remember watching these movies growing up a lot. At least the first one. This might be the weirdest movie in this entire collection. Microwave Massacre. Absolutely zero idea what this is. Went to a horror movie convention. Arrow Video made this and a few other things on my shelves, I believe. They make a bunch of like these. They transfer a bunch of these obscure horror movies onto Blu-Ray. And so I was like, I'll pick something up from there, right? Might as well. And I picked Microwave Massacre. I have no idea what this is, but I'm very curious to check this out. Next up we got Midsommar. This is not a movie I enjoy. This movie grosses me out. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Grosses me out every time. Certainly can appreciate the cinematography, story elements and themes and all that stuff that went in making this movie, like on a technically based level. Great movie. But this movie just grosses me out so much. I can't watch this movie. Probably the only movie that's ever made me do that. Next up, we got the Mission Impossible 6 movie collection in this little thing. I've only seen most of these movies once. I don't think I've seen Fallout since theaters, actually. I remember Fallout being my favorite of them. Otherwise, I don't really remember a whole lot from them. But these are... It's also kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise, where it started off as one thing more like spy, espionage stuff, and then it switched halfway through to like action. So it's kind of weird. Definitely prefer the more actiony ones. Got the Monuments Men. This movie's okay, just not really my sort of thing. I feel like this is a good movie if you're in like a high school history class that you can watch. Great cast though. You got George Clooney, Matt Damon, Bill Murray, John Goodman. Like, great cast. It's just, I don't know. The movie is just not for me, I think. Next up, we got Mortal Kombat 2021 4K Steelbook. Cool. Scorpion and Sub-Zero on it. I really dug this movie for what it was. Yeah, I totally acknowledge all the flaws of this movie. I understand the story is trash, all that stuff, but it's dumb fun, and I enjoy it. Next up, we have The Mule. This movie's okay, not really something I gravitate towards. This might have been the first Clint Eastwood movie I ever watched, now that I think about it. I've only seen it twice. Yeah. Got Murder on the Orient Express. Absolutely love this movie. The twist in this blew me away. First watch has a great cast. Patiently waiting that second one. Yeah, this movie's fantastic, and you honestly don't really see that twist coming, I think. We got My Bloody Valentine 3D. This is the remake or sequel, don't really remember, to My Bloody Valentine. Haven't seen this one, haven't seen the original. So, yeah, I enjoyed the original, well, good enough. So, I'm excited to check this one out. Next up, we got My Cousin Vinny. This movie's hilarious. You got Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei in there. You got, what's his name? I want to say Judd Apatow? No, Fred Gwynne is the judge. Whoever, in the guy from Pet Sematary, who plays Judd Apatow, right? What's the character's name? I don't know. This movie's hilarious. We got Mystery Men, a movie I haven't seen in so long. I feel like I should rewatch this now after like seeing all the Marvel movies and stuff and getting really into superhero stuff. I feel like this would be a fun spoof on it from a long time ago. Has a really nice cast in there too. So don't remember a whole lot, but I'm hoping to rewatch this at some point, and hopefully I'll yeah. We're trucking right along to the ends, which I believe means we're halfway through the alphabet and more than halfway through these shells. Anyways. Starting off ends, Napoleon Dynamite. Did not enjoy this movie. I thought it was stupid, painfully unfunny. Probably won't watch that again for a very long time. Neighbors 1, Neighbors 2. Love this one. This one is okay. Yeah, again, these have, what's his name, Ike Barinholtz in them. I don't know how to say his name, but funny casts, both of them. This one's just hilarious, though. The second one, I don't think was really necessary. Got the New Mutants. This is not with my X-Men, or just like Logan, but whatever. My collection, I do what I want. This movie's okay. I have a lot of nostalgia for this, though, I guess. or a certain bias towards it. I feel like it's more bias than nostalgia. This is the first movie I saw after quarantine and after movie theater shut down. This came out and I was so happy to see this. So this movie will always have a special place to me. Then we got Night of the Museum in a pretty destroyed copy here. That's lovely. We got Night of the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. I believe there's a third one. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, I remember watching these a bunch growing up. It's been years since I've seen them, so don't really remember too much from them, but I remembered enjoying them as a kid. And a movie I'm very excited to check out, Nightcrawler. I've heard great things about this movie. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal and Rene Russo in it. I've heard this movie is dark, and like extremely dark, so I'm very excited to check this out. And I believe there's a sequel called Velvet Buzzsaw, or something to that effect. So probably when I check this out, I'll check out the sequel. Next up, we got our collection of Nightmare Elm Street movies. So how do I do this? We'll go this Nightmare on Elm Street original steelbook. Nightmare on Elm Street 8 movie collection, I believe. No, 7 movie collection. This is Nightmare on Elm Street 2, 3, 4, 5, Freddy's Dead, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare all in here. We got Nightmare on Elm Street Remake, Nightmare on Elm Street Remake Steelbook. Personally, I'm gonna say Freddy is my least favorite of the big 3 horror icons. Still definitely love him, love what Robert Englund did to the role, and I can certainly understand and appreciate that. I would say I like some of the Nightmare movies pretty well. I like 1, 3, New Nightmare. I guess if you consider Freddy vs. Jason in there, I like that. Those are about the only ones I like. The rest, only one I think is okay is number 2, and the other ones are trash. I could be fine with never watching them again. Especially Freddy's Dead. Hate Freddy's Dead, never watch it. But yeah, I still love Freddy Krueger. He's just my least favorite of the big 3. Next up, we got Nobody 4K. Dang, this movie, awesome. Bob Odenkirk as John Wick. There's my timer. Anyways, like I was saying, Bob Odenkirk is John Wick. This movie's phenomenal. Love this movie, one of my favorites that came out this year. Now You See Me. Didn't see this until a few years after it came out. I really enjoy this one, honestly. I like heist movies. I think it's cool the way they do it with like the magician stuff. It's not the best movie ever, just really fun movie to watch. And we got The Nun. I believe this is the last movie in the Conjuring series. I've gone through question mark, you got Annabelle, Cordelia, it is. Haven't checked this out, heard this is awful. Can't wait. Alright, next up we have the O's. Not very much here, but all 4 Oceans movies. First one of my favorites of all time. I enjoy the second one. Third one's okay. Ocean's 8, I've only seen it once in theaters, but I remember enjoying it. Yeah, this first one, man, one of my favorites of all time. Next up, we got this The Omen Deluxe Collector's Edition from Scream Factory. Gotta love Scream Factory. All 4 in the original series, plus the remake. I have seen none of these. I will be checking these out this October, though. Besides the fact that it's horror movies, just look at this cool box, man. Like, come on. So we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie's great. Very slow, very just kind of casual, meandering, chill, hangout movie with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, but really good. The Other Guys, this movie's hilarious. It's been a while since I've seen it. The Rock and Samuel Jackson are probably my favorite part of this movie. yeah, this movie's pretty funny. So we got Oz, the Great and Powerful. I believe this was my introduction to James Franco, honestly. This movie's pretty good, not great, but I enjoy it quite a bit. And that's all those. Now we're moving on to a massive section, and that is P. Oh no, it fell over. Sucks for James Franco. Anyways. Paper Towns. I remember reading the book and going and seeing this with, I think, a few friends when it came out. Pretty fun movie, not as good as the book. It's been a long time since I've read that book or even seen this movie. I believe it follows the book pretty accurately, if I remember correctly. Passengers. This movie is really good. Has some nice cameos in there, honestly. Been a while since I've seen this, but yeah, it's pretty good. We got Paul Blart Mall Cop, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. This one's great. This one's just kind of stupid. By kind of stupid, I mean it's stupid. I've watched this movie so many times. I grew up with this movie a lot. I remember when this one came out, thought it was fine. Whatever. Oh, this one's great though. Like, yeah, it's dumb, but it's hilarious. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. I remember watching this movie a bunch when I was growing up. I always enjoyed this movie. Never been one of my favorites though. I never really got into all the Percy Jackson stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie. Enjoy it quite a bit. I remember watching it a lot. And so we got Pet Sematary, one of my absolute favorite horror movies. Pet Sematary 2. This movie's hilarious, fun. Clancy Brown goes off the rails. And you got the Pet Sematary remake, which I actually thought was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoy all three of these. This one's amazing, though. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Creepy as hell. But yeah. I don't know. It's one of those franchises where I don't really think has a weak link. I think all three of these are very good. Well, you know what I mean. Haha. Next up we got Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is on 4K. First one of my favorites of all time. Absolutely love this movie. I love 2 and 3. I mean, I grew up watching these original 3 all the time. I remember when the 4th one came out, for being in what I consider the weakest of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, still really love it. And then this 5th one was actually amazing. Fun fact, this 4th one was hell for me to get. Ordered it once, came, the entire package was destroyed. Bought it from somewhere else. It was like in a DVD thing, but it was still Blu-ray. Went on eBay, finally got it on Blu-ray in the format I wanted that wasn't broken, so that was like a solid month of trying to get that, but I love this whole franchise. It's a really great franchise. And so we got another franchise, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War for Planet of the Apes. It's under P for Planet of the Apes. I remember watching this one like when it first came out, like years, maybe not when it first came out, but like really young. I remember bits and pieces of it. Never saw this one. Watched War for the Planet of the Apes in theaters. Then I went back and watched this one. Yeah, they're all pretty good. Don't remember these two very much at all. I really remember liking War for the Planet of the Apes, though. It's got Woody Harrelson in it, and I really enjoy Woody Harrelson. We got Poltergeist, 2, 3, remake. Seeing the first one, it's okay. If you're not really that big into horror movies, this is a really good introductory one, not very scary. I've heard this remake, one of the worst horror remakes ever, so franchise I'll be checking out this October as well. And then we got Predator 4 movie collection. The only one of these I like is the original Predator. The other ones I could do without, but the thing about the original Predator is that it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, like he's in it, but it doesn't feel like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. That's a pretty hard persona to overcome, and they did it. The Prestige, great Christopher Nolan movie, great twist. Then that definitely merits a second watching. You can catch up on all the details. This is a great Christopher Nolan movie. Prince of Persia. Pretty sure I've seen this. Don't remember it though, so I'm gonna rewatch it. Yeah, just from looking at it, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Ben Kingsley. Who else? Yeah, I like Jake Gyllenhaal and I like Ben Kingsley, so hoping this will be good. Now we got Promising Young Woman. So far, this is my favorite movie to come out this year. This movie is very emotional, and you feel bad for our main character through like the events of the film, because you want her to succeed in whatever, and well, because you want her to succeed, not in whatever. You want her to succeed, and she's trying, and it's very good movie that raises some pretty good important questions, and I'm glad this was nominated for an Oscar. Didn't see any of the other Oscar nominees for this year, but so in my book, this should have won. I like picking the movies that don't win Oscars. Got Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. This is a movie I appreciate more than I enjoy. I certainly appreciate what it did for the horror genre, and what it did, the twists it did, and all that stuff. I appreciate it, understand how important it is. But it's not really a movie I enjoy all that much. So whenever I watch Psycho, it is way more of an exploration of cinema for me than it is so enjoying the movie. Got Pulp Fiction. This movie's awesome. This is one of my favorites of all time as well. This is my second favorite Tarantino movie. No, that's unpopular. Most people say it's their favorite. Hateful Eight's my favorite, already said it, but this movie's great. First time I watched this, I was laughing from beginning to end. It has an amazing cast. There's nothing like this movie but this movie, so if you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, don't know how you haven't done that, but you need to fix that immediately. Then we got The Purge 4 movie collection right here. I enjoy the first 3. I think are okay. I can enjoy them. I love the first Purge. And then I don't have the new one yet. It's supposed to come out on Blu-ray a week from maybe like 3 days from me filming this, so I'll get that, round out my Purge collection. That 5th one is trash and just racist. Right, now we're on to Q, and this is a really short section. Quiet Place Part 1, Quiet Place Part 2, I believe, yeah, this is 4K Steelbook. This was my most anticipated movie of last year. It was pushed to this year, so this was my second most anticipated movie this year, just under Halloween Kills. This movie's great, right up there with this first one. I had no intent of seeing this first one. Went to the drive-in with my dad to see Infinity War. This was the second showing. We decided to stick around. Pleasantly surprised and instantaneously fell in love with this movie. The second one's just as good. This is an excellent little duology, which I hope that they make more of, because I'm loving them. Now we are on to the R's. Rambo 5 film collection. Haven't seen these. Really need to check them out. This is known as, like, whoa, some really weird stuff going on with the plastic there. But yeah, this is, to me, besides Rocky, known as, like, the Stallone movies. Got Rampage. Dumb, fun movie with The Rock. I really enjoy this movie for what it is. It's not great, but it's fun. Ready Player One. I really enjoyed this movie as far as like video game movies go. This is one of the better ones, I would say. Love all the Easter eggs and references in this movie, so this is a pretty good movie. Reservoir Dogs. Oh, cool. Still got this half-price books thing on it. Well, you can see I paid $4.99 for this, but besides that, this is a great Tarantino movie. This is his first one. Really nice display of, like, pretty right out of the gate, he established himself as a great filmmaker with this, so, yeah, this is a great movie. The Revenant, watched this movie, couldn't really get into it. I understand why Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar for this, even though he should have won one for Wolf of Wall Street a few years earlier. What? Yo, I didn't realize this opened. That's cool. Anyways, yeah, this movie's okay. Got the Rob Zombie trilogy, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil Rejects, and 3 from Hell. I love House of a Thousand Corpses, think it's great. Love Captain Spaulding. He worked his way up pretty high from that one movie. Is one of my favorite horror icons, I guess. He's just great, played by Sid Haig. Devil's Rejects and 3 from Hell, I could honestly done without. But yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses, really good. Next we got the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've seen this once. This movie is crazy, insane, weird, whatever you want to call it. This, to me, is probably one of the best, worst movies ever. You got Rogue One. This is one of my favorite Star Wars movies, right up there. It's right up there with some of the other ones for favorite. Yeah, this movie's great. I had no interest in seeing this. I believe my dad and uncle went to go see this. My dad told me it was great and that he wanted to go see it again. Took me to see it, and I instantaneously loved this movie. Yeah, I need to rewatch this again soon because I love this movie. And that's the R's. We'll get started. San Andreas. This movie's okay. Just think it's kind of generic disaster movie stuff. Been a while since I've seen it though, so maybe my opinions have changed. But yeah, I just kind of thought it was kind of generic. Sausage Party, Steelbook. Dang, this movie's inappropriate, but damn is it funny. Yeah, this movie's probably the most inappropriate movie I've ever watched. Dang. Next up, you got the Saw 8 film movie collection and Spiral, Steelbook 4K. I binged all of these in like the 2 weeks leading up to Spiral. Yeah, as a horror franchise, I was always disinterested in because I just didn't want to see torture, like porn, basically the whole time. Ended up really enjoying it, actually. And then Spiral turned out to be great and one of my favorite of the Saw franchise, so I'd be down if they made a Spiral too, honestly, if they left it kind of open, and I'd be down. Next up, we got Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4. Original Scream, hilarious. If I watched this probably like a year and a half ago, before I had seen any major horror franchise. Watched it again, and so much better after you've seen all like these originals and you can catch all the references to it. Great. The later 3, they're okay. I'm gonna rewatch these again in either December or January because there's a new one coming out in January. It's pretty cool, right? Oh, it's so plastic on screen 4. Get off of Lee Campbell's face. So we got Shawshank Redemption Blu-ray, Shawshank Redemption 4K, Shawshank Redemption Steelbook. This is one of the greatest movies ever made, period. Yeah. That's why I own it 3 different times. That's how much I love this movie. You put this movie on anywhere, and everyone around will just come, sit down, watch the entire movie. This is literally one of the best movies ever made. I don't understand how there could be any arguments against that, honestly. Yeah, this is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Yeah, I really need to do like a top 5, maybe top 20 favorite movies of all time, make like a definitive list at some point, but Shawshank Redemption is going to be on there. Like, come on, man. Shawshank. Got Shazam in this really cool changing cover. This is one of the better movies in the DCU, kind of like Deadpool, I guess. Kind of funny. Well, kind of funny. Is funny, but doesn't take itself too seriously, and I enjoy that. Sherlock Holmes, a movie I know I have seen, but it's been a really long time. So, I'll be eager to check this one out whenever I get around to it. Got Shrek 20th anniversary on 4K. Yeah, it's Shrek, man. I really enjoy Shrek. It's one of my favorite animated movies. I don't know, I think it's dumb I bought it on 4K, but whatever, right? It's kind of funny. The Shining on 4K. This is known as one of the greatest horror movies of all time. I can certainly understand why a lot of people think that. To me, it has never been that. I really enjoy it, though. It's just not one of my favorites, so... And I'll be watching this in October again. So yeah, really good. Silence of the Lambs. Really good. I've never been as high on this as everyone else. I still really enjoy this. I've seen none of the other movies in the Hannibal Lecter series, so... I don't know, I don't really think you can get better than this. Like, certainly this is a great movie. It's just never been one of my favorites. Sinister. I just watched this for the first time maybe like a week or 2 ago. Dang, I really enjoyed this, actually. Goes for a lot of jump scares, right? Yeah, but I like it's a very interesting, unique concept for a film, and I think it's executed pretty well in this. Sisters, this movie's hilarious. This is one of my favorite comedies. Got John Cena in just a hilarious role. You got Ike Barinholtz in here too. Like yeah, this movie's just hilarious, right? And then you got your 2 leads, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I pointed at them differently. That's weird. They're on different sides. Huh. Not my fault, I guess. But yeah, this movie's great. Got Skyscraper, basically The Rock doing Die Hard. It's okay. I mean, I like The Rock, so it's pretty easy for me to digest his stuff, but pretty good. Slender Man, why the hell do I have this? Yeah, I heard this was trash. Pretty sure I got this from Half Price Books for like $5, so whatever, I'll check it out eventually. Snowman, this movie's trash. And we got Solo, a Star Wars story. This movie's actually pretty dang good. A lot of people were worried about this movie. A lot of people didn't think it was a good idea, myself included. went into it very mediocre expectations, and it actually exceeded my mediocre expectations, so this is a movie I actually enjoy quite a bit. Sonic the Hedgehog. Dang, I actually really enjoyed this movie. Jim Carrey, great in this movie, just goes totally off the rails, bonkers, insane. This movie's just really fun, and I think they're making a second one, so I'll actually go see that second one in theaters, but I am shocked that I liked this movie. Next up we got Sorcerer's Apprentice. Been a long time since I've watched this, so don't really remember a whole lot from it. Got Spaceballs, The Steelbook. This is my dad's favorite movie of all time. So I've seen this movie many, many, many times. It's really good. Comedy, not my favorite movie of all time, but I really enjoyed it. And I've seen it about a bazillion times. Space Jam. Picked this up from Walmart for, I believe, $7.50 to watch it before the new one came out. Had never seen it. Really enjoyed it, actually. Didn't really think the second one lived up to it at all, but not a movie I'll watch all the time, but I certainly enjoyed it. And you got Speed, I believe 4K, right? Yeah, 4K of Speed. Love Speed. This movie's great. Only seen it once, but so I need to rewatch this because I remember loving it. And then we got Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I really enjoy both of these movies. Even Amazing Spider-Man 2 I really enjoyed when I watched it. So, yeah, don't have the Raimi movies, but I do have Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. I need to get those Raimi movies. Need to watch all of these in preparation for Spider-Man No Way Home. And so I'm so excited for that movie. The trailers look amazing for that. Then we got Split on 4K. Dang, this movie is good. And dang, James McAvoy is awesome. He does an even better job in Glass. But this movie's great. This is one of the first M. Night Shyamalan movies I watched. This movie alone made me hyped for Glass, and Glass is one of my favorites. Got Spy. Dang, this movie's hilarious. Jason Statham, stand out of this entire movie. This movie didn't have Jason Statham, I would not enjoy it as much as I did, but this is one of the better Melissa McCarthy comedies. Then you got Star Wars, first 6 movies on this cool little booklet with some bonus features and stuff in there. Then you got episode 7, 8, 9, just on normal Blu-ray. I've never been as big on Star Wars as everyone has. It just hasn't resonated with me very much, which I totally understand why it does with everyone else. It's just not my thing, I guess. I still enjoy them all. I'll watch them all without complaint. Don't get me wrong, I like them. They're just not my favorite. Step Brothers, this movie's hilarious. Probably the best team up between Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, in my opinion. And you got this hunk of garbage, Suicide Squad. Can't wait to get the new one on Blu-ray so I can have the good Suicide Squad. Then, last 2, an S. Sully, this movie's pretty good. I haven't seen it in a while, but really showcases Tom Hanks' acting ability, I believe. Super bad. Dang, this movie's funny. Just has so many quotable moments, has a lot of these stars before they were huge, I guess. So, yeah, this is really fun. Moving right along to T. Tammy, not really funny, one of the worst Melissa McCarthy comedies. Ted, massive disappointment. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. Teen Wolf, been forever since I've seen this, but I remember enjoying it, so. Tenet, one of the most confusing movies I've ever watched. I've seen this movie, I believe, 4 times now. Couldn't tell you the plot of it still. Then you got Terminator all 6 movie collection, plus Terminator Dark Fate 4K Steelbook. Terminator Dark Fate is my favorite Terminator movie. I know I'm out on an island with that one. Doesn't take away from how awesome the Terminator and T2 are. As far as I'm concerned, the Terminator, T2, and Dark Fate, perfect trilogy. The other 3 I could probably live without. Next up we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. First one we'll get to in a little bit. So we got Texas Chainsaw 2, 3, I've seen 3, 4, which is known as one of the worst horror movies ever. Remake and remake prequel. Sequel to the original. Prequel to the original. Yeah, I've only seen the first one and number 3. This is something I want to watch this October and get another one of the big horror franchises watched. Alright. Then we got John Carpenter's The Thing, as well as John Carpenter's The Thing on Blu-Ray Steelbook. Favorite horror movie of all time. This movie's amazing. I'm actually going to go see this in theaters in about 2 weeks. I can't wait for that. I absolutely love this movie. This movie is great. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Then we also have The Thing, 2011 prequel. This is fine. They just use CGI instead of practical effects, which takes away from the whole legacy of the original Thing. So, yeah, I mean, I can still enjoy this movie, just nowhere near as good as that original. Then you got all 3 Thor movies. This one's okay. Or this one's good. This one's also good. Thor Ragnarok's one of my favorite of the MCU. One of the best surprises in the MCU. Totally revamped Thor, made him one of my favorite characters. Thor Ragnarok. Love Ragnarok. So yeah. Next up we have The Three Stooges. Been a long time since I've seen this, don't really remember it, so. Then we got Titanic. Seen this once, thought it was really good. Probably won't be a movie I watch all the time, but yeah, this movie got spoiled for me though, because people told me the boat sank. Watched this movie and I was pissed that the boat sank and people spoiled it for me. Next up we got Tombstone. Haven't seen this one yet, really want to check it out. Next up we got Tomorrowland. I remember seeing this with a friend in theaters, and I've always enjoyed it. Not a great movie, but a very enjoyable movie. Got Top Gun on Steelbook 4K, yeah. Never been a huge fan of this movie. I can certainly enjoy it, but I don't understand why it's getting like all this praise for like one of the best ever. I enjoy it, don't think it's as amazing as everyone else thinks. Then we got Train to Busan, Blu-ray Steelbook, yeah, not 4K. And then its sequel, Peninsula. I've seen Train to Busan, amazing. Haven't seen Peninsula, but I want to check it out because I love this first one. Then we got Transformers 4 movie collection. I know I've seen the first 2. Yeah. I know I've seen the first 2 many times. don't know if I've seen 3, 4, and 5, so I will check these out eventually. Truth or Dare, trash movie. It deserves to have this half-peeled sticker off. Alright. Finally, Twister, a movie I know I have seen, but it's been forever since I've watched it. So, I'll check it out. That's the tease. I'm going to clump U and V together because there's very few things to talk about here. Uncut Gems. Peel this Walmart sticker off of there, but very good movie, very thematic. Not a feel-good movie, but very good performance by Mr. Adam Sandler. Then we got this beast here, the Universal Classic Monsters 30 movie collection. I've seen The Invisible Man, and that is it. But I want to check these out because I actually really enjoy the original Invisible Man. So, very, very excited to check these out. Oh, the timer went off. So, yeah, I'm excited to check these out. We got Us, a movie I enjoy. Don't think it's as good as Get Out, Jordan Peele's other movie, but yeah, this is a movie I enjoy. And then moving on to our only V, Venom. Very sad for the sequel to come out in just about a week from now. I remember seeing this on my birthday with some friends. Yeah, I've always enjoyed this movie. I understand its flaws, but I really enjoy it. I forgot to mention this in P, but I have Phantasm Steelbook. Phantasm Steelbook. Never seen this. We'll check it out. Sorry, I forgot to mention it at P. But, my bad. Anyways, we're going to do WXYZ all together, because I can. No one do. Watchmen Blu-ray. I absolutely love Watchmen so much. One of my favorite comic book movies of all time. It's great, slow deconstruction of what makes superheroes, and just, it's just so great. We're the Millers. This movie's pretty good. Never been one of my favorite comedies, but I can enjoy it. Whiplash 4K. I've heard great things about this. Never had time to check it out, but I will. It's a common theme here. Willy's Wonderland, one of the weirdest movies I own, but this movie's so much fun. So stupid, so fun. I love it. Got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K. This is one of the best musicals I've ever seen, honestly. Most of the reason I believe this movie works is Gene Wilder's performance as Willy Wonka. This movie's phenomenal. It's a classic. Gotta check it out. Then we got Wizard of Oz Steelbook. Don't think it's 4K. Nah, just normal old Blu-ray. Anyways, reason I have this, right? Wizard of Oz is my aunt's favorite movie. So I saw they had it on Steelbook, decided to pick her one up. And I was like, dang, it's kind of cool. Pick myself one up as well. So I've seen this movie plenty of times. I really enjoy it. Not one of my favorites, but it's one of the few musicals I do enjoy. Or something I would consider musical. Assuming. The Wolverine. This movie's actually really good. Yeah, this is one of... it's not one of the best X-Men movies, but it's not utter garbage either. So I really enjoy this one. Wonder Woman 84. This one's great. This one is cringe. I remember seeing this with some friends opening day, and we thought it was cringy. We didn't really enjoy it. I remember seeing this, and I loved this one. This is one of the best DC EU movies. Also, I don't know if I'm looking at the camera. I keep looking at myself in the reflection of this poster over here, so sorry if I'm stupid. I mean, I'm stupid, but whatever. World War Z Steelbook. Don't believe this is 4K, yeah. I've always enjoyed this movie. This is another one of those first horror, maybe horror adjacent, but definitely one of those first scarier movies I watch. I've always enjoyed this movie, so yeah. Got the Wrong Turn franchise. This remake's actually pretty dang good. One of the better horror remakes, honestly. This original series is rough to get through. I wanted to watch this new one, so I binged all of these in one day. Wait, no. This is actually the first horror series I watched all the way through. Watched these all off of Prime one day. Don't know what I was thinking. This new one was coming out, so I was like, fine, I'll watch all these again, binged them all in one day again, and it was rough, let me tell you that. When you get to 5 and 6, it's not even funny how awful those movies are. I literally cannot stand to watch those ever again. 2 of the worst films I've ever watched. That's W's. Now we'll move on to X. You know what X is going to be. All the X-Men movies. X-Men 1, 2, 3, Origins Wolverine, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. My favorite's Days of Future Past. Love that movie. I definitely understand how important the first X-Men and X-Men 2 are to the genre. The rest of them are just pretty good. Don't really like Origins Wolverine. X-Men 3 I can enjoy. But yeah. And that's all the X's, just basically X-Men. Y, Yesterday, really enjoy this movie. It's kind of like biopic for the Beatles, but it's not. It takes a little different route with it. I really enjoyed this movie. So yeah, it's a good one. Now we're on to Z. This one I can understand why a lot of people would put it under J, but we got Zack Snyder's Justice League Blu-ray and 4K. As you noticed when I went through the J's, don't have the normal Justice League because I refuse to own that movie. This is Justice League. This is Zack Snyder's Justice League. It deserves to be in Z because its full title is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I'll defend why I have it in Z, honestly, because I believe it's a totally different film. Phenomenal. This film exists. One of the best superhero movies, one of the best DC movies. I love this movie. Of course, I'm more of a Marvel guy, not so much of a DC guy, but this movie's pretty freaking awesome. Then you got Zombieland Steelbook, Zombieland Double Tap. This isn't 4K, but anyways. Both of these amazing. This one holds up right up with the original. Both of these great zombie movies. Probably my favorite 2 zombie movies. Next to Dawn of the Dead, which I need to get, but yeah, these are hilarious and just great. Finally, Zoolander 1 Steelbook, Zoolander 2, seen neither of these. Heard good things about the first one, heard trash things about the second one, so I'm excited to check these out, actually. Looks like they have a fun cast, so yeah, have to check those out. And that gets us through the alphabet. Still got TV shows to do, though, and the one DVD I have, and then the signed stuff, so we'll get to that. Alright, here we go on to my TV shows, which, yeah, they're DVD, but whatever. I have an explanation, I guess. So we got Family Guy here. This is the first 14 seasons. It's the first 14 seasons, and you got season 15, 16, 17, Stewie Griffin Untold Story, and the Star Wars episodes of Family Guy. Family Guy is not on Blu-ray, and I mean, if it was on Blu-ray I would get it, but I still consider that a part of my Blu-ray collection. I love Family Guy. My top 2 favorite shows of all time, along with The Office box set here, all 9 seasons. The Office is on Blu-ray, so I'm going to get that on Blu-ray at some point. But right now it is still part of my collection. And then finally, the only DVD in my collection, I acknowledge, Shining 1990 miniseries. Can't find this on any streaming services, doesn't come on Blu-ray. I believe this is like 4 hours long. But yeah, very excited to check this out, actually. I don't know why, I'm just very excited to check this out. So yeah, interesting that they made a mini-series out of this after the movie came out. Like a TV mini-series, so I'm very, very, very excited to check this out. And so that's my TV shows and 1 DVD. Alright, finally we have the signed Blu-Rays in my collection. Say that that's for last, so let's get right into them. Pet Sematary Steelbook signed by Brad Greenquist, played Victor Pascal. Sometimes Dead is Better. Love Pet Sematary. Really happy I got to meet him and get him to sign my steelbook of the movie. And we have Friday the 13th, the original, signed by Tom Savini, who did makeup effects for that movie. Yeah, he said he was responsible for creating Jason, and you know what, I can give him credit for that. I'll give him credit there. He did Kevin Bacon's kill in the original movie. He killed Jason in part 4 as well, so very glad I got to meet him and have him sign this steelbook for me. Then we got Jeepers Creepers steelbook signed by Jonathan Breck, who plays the Creeper in all 3 Jeepers Creepers. I enjoyed Jeepers Creepers enough, not my favorite, but I'm glad I got to meet Jonathan Breck and get him to sign this for me. Then we got one of the coolest ones for me. Rob Zombie's Halloween steelbook signed by Malcolm McDowell, who played Dr. Loomis. He's been in a ton of things, but, there he is right there on the back cover, but, yeah, I was so happy I got him to sign this for me. He was fun to talk to, and he said that this casing for the movie was really cool, so it's even cooler now that it's got his signature. Next up we got Terrifier. Ooh, goriest movie I've ever seen. Some dust on there. Signed by Damien Leone, the director of the film, and Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton. They were both amazing and fun guys to talk to. David Howard Thornton was quoting Family Guy when I walked up to his table, right? So yeah, so happy I got to meet both of them, so happy I got them to sign this. I actually went to their panel that they had at the convention and got to see a little bit of Terrifier 2, which I'm very excited to see. But I love Terrifier, definitely a cult classic in my mind, recent cult classic. And I love both these guys. They were amazing. And then we got Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, signed by Tom Atkins, who plays Chalice, and he wrote Stop It, because that's what his character is known for saying in that movie. He's the main character, but yeah. I've seen Halloween 3 once, didn't really like it, but I really want to give it a second shot. Maybe I'll enjoy it more now that I met Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins, he was such a nice guy. He was so lively and fun to talk to. So, yeah, very happy he got to sign this, and he thought this casing was pretty cool, too. Also, this is like ultra limited edition. There's only 10,000 of these steelbooks that were ever made, and now one of those 10,000 has Tom Atkins' signature, so maybe this is a 1 in 10,000. I hope so. Then we got Candyman steelbook signed by Jake, or the the actor who played Jake in the original, was hoping to get this signed by Tony Todd, but his line was hours long, and I had things to do at the convention, so, yeah. Maybe I'll get Tony Todd to sign it one day. Who knows? But still happy I got, I think his name's Dewan Guy or something. His last name's Guy, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, yeah, I went and talked to him for a while. He said this casing was cool too. Love Candyman. Still glad I got signed by someone in that movie. Then we got the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre signed by Edwin Neal, who played the hitchhiker, as well as, I believe his name's Ed Guin, who played the truck driver at the end of the movie. Edwin Neal, an amazing, hilarious guy to talk to. Loved talking to him. The truck driver, he was pretty fun to talk to as well. He was very lively. So yeah, I enjoy Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not one of my favorites, but yeah, I'm so glad I got 2 signatures on this. This is really cool to me. Then we got freaking Evil Bong. What the hell is Evil Bong? 9 movies, all on Blu-ray. Oh, I forgot. They're still in their packaging. That's pretty neat. But yeah, it's a stash box. You can like put stuff in on the sides there. Signed by director, producer Charles Band or Brand. Don't remember. Do a little smiley face on there for me. So yeah, this is some weird stuff, man. Never watched any of them. But what the hell is Evil Bong? Hell if I know, man. Next up, we have the Puppet Master box set. I actually looked into getting the Puppet Master movies, went to this convention. They had a box set for them, so yeah. This is also signed by Charles Brand at the top here. Yeah, I actually really want to check these out. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for these ones actually. Yeah, I'm glad I got a signature on it too. And now what I consider next to my Avengers Steelbook collection, the coolest thing in my whole collection is this Friday the 13th box set, all on Blu-ray. The only way you can get Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell on Blu-ray, literally the only way. Love it, and the best part, signed by Kane Hodder, Jason in parts 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then CJ Graham, Jason in part 6. I loved meeting both of them. I love Jason so much. I'm so happy that they signed this for me. CJ Graham, so fun to meet. He gave me crap for wearing a Michael Myers t-shirt when I met him, so he gave me $20 to go buy a Jason shirt. I went and bought a part 6 shirt, came back and he took a picture with me for free, and he remembered me. Kane Hodder, fun to talk to. Didn't realize he did the motion capture for the Friday the 13th game, which I loved playing until I actually went and met him. But yeah, he was so much fun. Both of them, so much fun, and I'm hoping to get more Jason actors to sign this. Because, yeah, I want to fill this with Jason actor signature someday. So, yeah, that's my entire Blu-ray collection, plus some DVDs of TV shows and the Shining miniseries, which I will consider part of this collection because it's mine and I do what I want. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me go through and pretty much give my thoughts on everything here. Anyways, peace out.